MidJoureny, OpenAI, and ChatGPT. Some of the most recent developments in artificial intelligence include Stable Diffusion. You've undoubtedly heard of all of these platforms previously, since some individuals are already generating money off of artificial intelligence, and I have a hunch that this is only the beginning. The recent crypto NFT craze occurred because anybody with an internet connection may have access to the necessary resources in a matter of minutes. Soon, I will be able to write whole NFT for crypto projects in response to a single request. It will generate videos with artificially generated voices, complex 3D animations, deepfakes, and even building whole games from a single idea are all possible with today's technology. While it's not perfect, artificial intelligence is already turning a profit. If we want to take advantage of this new business, the greatest thing we can do right now is to get in early and master the fundamentals. Case studies of other people's AI applications will be presented, and we'll discuss how we might put AI to use in the things we create. It can pretty much accomplish all you need. If you give it a cue while it's in the middle of its voyage, it will attempt to replicate the picture version. The finest results come from giving the generator a specific cue to work with. We'll get more into each of them later, but for now, know that these are the two platforms I'll be discussing. You can see that I already have a GPT chat window open on this tab, and we're simply going to be working with it. The prompt is down there for you to fill in, and the answer will be typed up in real time as soon as you click enter. ChatGPT might now be used to compose a full novel for us. The publishing sector is huge, and we could have ChatGPT write us a whole narrative, but I imagine it would take a long time. What with having to read the whole thing, edit it, and double. Check that it hasn't been plagiarized, among other things. So what about a book for kids? Because of its brevity and the fact that we can utilize MidJoureny to generate all of the necessary visuals, I believe this to be a superior possibility. In other words, it's a finished product. Let me demonstrate a hypothetical scenario where we might get financial benefit. In GPT, the prompt is simply create me a children's book about the alphabet, where each letter represents an animal, as you can see. In a moment, I'll press the submit button, and you can watch as it gives serious consideration to my proposal in real time. After that, we anticipate a response being spat forth. Nevertheless, the most interesting and novel aspect of ChatGPT is that you may communicate with it and instruct it to recreate the tale in a new way. The beautiful thing about it is that we can spin off several tales from a single concept. Nevertheless, as you can see, this is a quite comprehensive summary of the book. So it's running through the alphabet, creating a minute story for each chapter as it goes. U was for unicorn, who had a horn on its head. V was for vulture, who soared high overhead. W was for wolf, who howled at the moon. This is a fascinating tale, I must say, because this is, an AI that gets data from the internet. We would have to verify that none of this is prior content. We must thus take care to avoid plagiarizing the work of others. But from here, it's almost as if we have a fantastic tale outline already, and I'm quite sure I'll simply use this instead. Now, while this is being typed out, let's see if we can extract any usable pictures from it. GPT, we did all that in chat, but now let's try making some pictures in MidJoureny. You may join up for MidJoureny on their website if you haven't already, and a Discord account is required to participate in the discussion. To participate in the beta, visit their site and choose the button labeled Join the Beta from the menu that appears. Clicking this link will take you to their Discord server where you may make. To participate, you'll need a Discord account. If you don't already have one, get one now. The use of Discord costs nothing. The basic MidJoureny server is free to use, but if you want to make money from your designs, you'll need to subscribe to one of their premium plans in order to get commercial rights to the pictures you create. Having your own server will make things much more convenient for you. To accomplish this, choose the option you want, then click the sign and choose Create My, and then for myself and my pals, and call it anything you want. When returning to the MidJoureny server, choose the MidJoureny option. The server you just created will appear in a drop-down menu. Choose it, and then click the Add to Server button. You may produce graphics independently of other users by connecting to your server on the left side of the screen. The first picture may be made, however, After we have joined the mid-trip Discord server, enter a / into the chat box and then choose settings from the drop-down menu that appears. Be careful to check that mid-trip. The number 5 is chosen and the option is closed. Type another / into the chat box. As a result, you have a lot of room for experimentation and may get a wide range of looks depending on the tone of your book. With the suggestions provided by MidJoureny, you may create a high-quality image of any character from your tale that the AGPT dialogue has created. Here you can see that the project has been completed. Here's a version of the same photo with significantly greater quality, ideal for use in our Amazon KDP or ebook. Then, we'd only need to copy and paste them into a fancy font over top of our picture, and presto, we'd have a whole book. Then, I can return to my chat session with GPT and request that it generate a book's title, tags, and an NASU-optimized description. In my perspective, it's a little too potent. I think I've made it clear how ChatGPT and MidJoureny may be used to write novels for kids. Because of the time input required, I believe children's books would be simpler to write than real literature. And I recently learned this myself. I also questioned the chatbot about the size of the children's book business, and it provided me with what amounts to a mini report. The global children's book market size was valued at around $7.7 billion in 2020, and by 2025, this sector is expected to generate $9 billion. While it's not the most exciting AI business, it has the potential to earn you a lot of money if you put in the effort. A market size of $9 billion is enormous. Thus, you wouldn't need a huge slice of that pie to be successful. Such a respectable gain. Content created digitally and printed on demand. Thus, I'm going to demonstrate how one online store is using AI to generate annual sales of $915,000 in digital items. Well, let's go to this one. You can see that they've made over 305,000 sales through their Etsy store, which is named North Prince. Let's figure it out on the assumption that they've done $3 for $305,000. Just entering the total number of sales and multiplying by $3 yields a figure of around $915,000. Yet, if we visit their profile and go all the way to the bottom, we can discover that they joined Etsy in the year 2020. Then on August 12 of 2020, they received their first evaluation. As of the 12th of August in the year 2020, they have begun offering their digital goods for sale online. As their best-selling items cost $8, $9, and $10, they were able to reach their income goal in around 2 years and 5 months. This establishment must have made over $1 million in sales over that time period. The artwork, though, is what drew me to this store. For instance, this digitally downloadable wall art depicts a generic landscape and has no identifying information about its creator. With digital downloads, the gross profit after deducting Etsy's fees is about $100. This picture was made in under 2 minutes and is quite similar to what was being sold at the business on North Prince. Just by including this cute and expanding it to be to size, you now have a product large enough to sell online. I can't say for sure that these pictures aren't the work of artificial intelligence artists, however. Even now, we have the option of chatting with GPT and asking it to generate SEO tags and a title for our picture. Then you can see as it prints out the information in real time. We may then take these specifications and utilize them as the basis for our online product listing. It seems to have been recently completed. The name and description are all in order. Keywords that could work for our listing. That's fantastic. However, let's say you really want to offer print-on-demand things, but you'd rather not have a profit margin of about 100%. You could do that too, I suppose. Posters, canvases, phone covers, mugs, and pretty much anything else you can find on Printify.com could be used to market these photos. To illustrate, let's say we go to Print It and peruse their catalog. Once there, we'll go for the Home and Lifestyle department. In addition, we may now choose our poster. And now, let's go to work developing a vertical poster. We already have a tree file in MidJoureny, so I'm going to use it. I grabbed it from the internet, and now we wait for it to upload. Great. From this vantage point, it's clear that it won't fit, so we'll have to enlarge it somewhat. And as you can see, it really does look fantastic. Here in the preview, for example, you can see that we have a number of mock-ups in addition to the picture we just made in MidJoureny. It's beautiful, and I can't see an internet store refusing to sell a photograph like this. Again, for the sake of contrast, ours is clearly a different color tone, but otherwise, these two photographs are quite similar. That settles it then. If you're not interested in promoting and selling your own artwork, you may submit it to a site like Redbubble, Society6, or Teespring and let them handle the promotion while you receive the proceeds. Cartoonish depictions like this might also be used in the kind of children's books we discussed. Stickers of these similar photographs, with their backgrounds removed in Photoshop and sold on sites like Etsy and Creative Market, are another viable option. Using the same artwork for many purposes is perfectly acceptable. We covered a lot of ground today, but I think there's a lot of money to be earned in this field, and I hope you do, too. What do you think about this method of making money? Are you planning to use this method? Write your opinion in the comments.